Welcome, BCBA Eclipse here. I'm here because I believe every learner deserves evidence-based strategies that actually work. Whether you're a fellow BCBA, an RBT building your skills, a teacher looking for practical solutions, or a parent navigating this journey, this channel is for you. Think about a big oak tree for a second. This tree? It's like everything your learner can do, all their skills, behaviors, and abilities rolled into one. And here's the cool part. Some behaviors work like magic to unlock tons of other learning. See the trunk? That's what we call behavioral cusps. These are those game-changing behaviors that suddenly open up whole new worlds of learning. Just like how the trunk supports everything above it, these cusps make everything else possible. Now check out these branches. These represent pivotal behaviors. These are the skills that, when you work on them, magically improve a bunch of other stuff you're not even directly teaching. Pretty awesome, right? So what's the deal with this tree? What does it all mean? Let's break it down. First, let's start with the basics. What are these cusps and pivotals? How do they work? The behavioral cusps, these are the big kahunas, the game changers. They're the behaviors that once your learner has them, everything else becomes possible. Like for a kiddo who's learning to talk, their first real words are a behavioral cusp. Because once they have that, they can use language to play, to learn, to make friends. It's like a key that unlocks a treasure chest of learning opportunities. And then there's pivotal behaviors. These are the behaviors that when your learner practices them, they improve a bunch of other related skills or abilities. So for a kid who's learning to read, being able to decode words is a pivotal behavior. Once they can crack that code, they can start enjoying books, following written instructions, texting their buddies, succeeding in school. Boom, one skill, hundreds of new possibilities. So you might be thinking, okay, great, I get it. But why is this important? Why should I care? Well, let me tell you, understanding this simple concept completely changed how I work with my learners. Instead of trying to teach every single thing, I focus on those big kahuna behaviors that make the biggest difference. Plus, if you're a teacher, therapist, tutor, coach, or parent, this approach saves you tons of time and energy. You don't have to figure out every single lesson plan. You just gotta identify the cusps and then nurture the pivotals. So what's the secret sauce? How do you identify these cusps and pivotals? Well, first, look for the behaviors that open up new worlds for your learner. Like for a young kiddo, learning to talk or read are big game changers. As they grow older, things like writing, solving math problems, or coding become super important. These are your cusps, the behaviors that unlock a treasure trove of learning opportunities. But wait, there's more. These cusps also help us figure out which pivotals to focus on. Like for that kid learning to talk, their pivotal behaviors might be making friends, paying attention, asking for help, following directions, because these will all get better when they can communicate. And here's where it gets really cool. The behavioral cusp opens the door to new opportunities, and then the pivotal behaviors help spread those benefits throughout everything the learner does. It's like a ripple effect of awesomeness. So how does this look in real life? Well, let's go back to our kid who's learning to communicate. When they start talking and using language, amazing things happen. Their motivation goes through the roof because now they can ask for what they want, express their ideas. They pay attention better because now the teacher can explain things in ways that make sense to them. They become more independent because they can ask for help when they need it. All because of one pivotal behavior, communication. As educators, we're like gardeners, right? We provide the conditions and support for our learners to grow and thrive. And the tree analogy gives us a clear roadmap for where to focus our efforts. First, we want to identify those big kahuna behavioral cusps that lines unlock a bunch of new learning opportunities for our students. Then we help them develop those pivotal behaviors that'll spread those benefits throughout everything they do. It's a simple concept, but it completely changed how I think about teaching and learning. So next time you're working with a learner, ask yourself, what's the one behavior that if they had it, everything else would get easier? That's your behavioral cusp, then focus on the pivotal behaviors that'll help them make the most of that new ability. Remember, it's not about teaching every single leaf on the tree. It's about nurturing the conditions for natural, incredible growth. Thanks for watching. Ready to eclipse more ordinary outcomes? Hit that like and subscribe button and let's dive deeper.